So is Helldivers 2 pay to win? I would say at first it may seem like it, but once you get into the details, it's not really pay to win at all. If you look at their shop, they have Supercredits, which is a premium currency, which you'll see in a lot of games that are pay to win. But the first thing that I would notice is that the most Supercredits you can buy at one time is $20 worth, which is not what companies do when they want a game to be pay to win and they want whales to drop a lot of money. Generally, there will be a big pack for $100. And as you'll see later, these prices are actually very reasonable for Supercredits. If we go to the Superstore where you can buy skins, as you can see, skins are anywhere from 75 to 250 for a full set of armor. And if you do the math, that equates to like $2.50 for a full set of armor. This would be like $20 or $30 in a game like Halo or Apex Legends. My bad, I didn't mean to get out of there. So these are very reasonably priced, probably better than any other game I can think of in recent years. And while these armor sets can have bonuses, if you look at some of them have armor passives, these armor sets are also earnable in game because you can actually earn super credits in game. As we'll see later, they actually answered this question, but you can usually earn 10 to 40 super credits per hour. So this would take like 2 hours, this would take 3, and so on. It wouldn't be that hard to earn these in game if there was an armor set you really wanted. Finally, we have Warbonds. Everyone starts with this Warbond for free, and basically you earn medals in-game to unlock this stuff inside the Warbond. It's basically their version of a battle pass. Now, where it gets iffy is if you look at this Warbond, you actually unlock your main weapons from Warbonds. And what people don't like is, the Steeled Veteran Warbond doesn't come for free with unless you bought like the $60 version of the game. This is actually 1,000 super credits. So you would have to grind for a while to get to that. It's 40 per hour if you're maxing it out. You can do the math, I won't. So that's a fair number of hours. I don't personally think it's too bad, but it gets even better when you look and see that you can get super credits from the free battle pass or Warbond. You get like 100 plus another 100, that's 300, 350 plus another 50. I think this comes out to like 800 or 700 something, maybe less than that. But I really don't think it's too much of a grind to unlock the Warbond. This one is 1,000 super credits, as I said. And it's pretty reasonable, and even if you don't want to grind for the super credits in game, you can just buy. It's $10. That's not too bad. I'd say the worst part about it though is that your actual main weapons in game, these aren't just cosmetics, these are actually weapons are locked behind the Warbonds, and you do have to buy them. So it's sort of a grind, but again, everything can be unlocked in game, which is so much better than the majority of games that you would see. So something else to note is that Warbonds are evergreen. There's no time limit on when you can finish them. Additionally, this means that they will last forever. So if you don't unlock a Warbond when they release it, you can unlock it a year from now, 2 years from now, whenever you want. So you can grind pretty much forever for them super credits and eventually get them. That's not to say they won't like nerf how many super credits you can gain in the future. But as of now, I think it's pretty reasonable, especially because you can always get them in the future, and they're not. It's not time sensitive. You don't have to grind to get them before they go away. Additionally, you can preview content in Warbond before purchasing it, so it's not like you don't know what you're getting. And they did say that the super credit cost of Warbonds will depend on the Warbond. Not all of the Warbonds will be 1,000 super credits like the Steel Veteran one is. So that could be a good thing. Could mean like smaller ones are worth less in the future. It could also be bad. They could really make them go up in price to a point where you could never ever grind that many in game. It does leave it open to them, which is scary. But I didn't play Helldivers 1, but I know people who did, and they say that this company is generally a good company. But I would definitely keep an eye on it and hold them to their word to make sure they don't eventually try to pull a slick one on the people. So, and there were a couple questions about whether you can unlock just like specific stuff in a Warbond without unlocking the Warbond. You do have to unlock Warbonds to be able to unlock any of the stuff in it. You can't just go for one item. And also, if you have multiple Warbonds unlocked, you can use your medals to progress any of them at the time, which is really nice. It allows you to choose whatever items you want, and you don't have to like go down a set list like you do in normal battle passes, though you do have to unlock a certain number of medals on each page of the Warbond before you can go to the next page. Additionally, some items in the Warbonds are not just cosmetic. As we saw, you can unlock your main weapons from the Warbonds, and Warbond content will also never separate the player base. They said that some DLC like in Destiny 2, if you had it, you're just sort of separate, and people who didn't have that DLC couldn't join with those players. So they said that they'll never separate the player base based on Warbonds. And they did say that if you don't have an active Warbond, you can still earn medals, which means you could like grind all the medals you need for a Warbond, and it comes out on a Thursday, and you could just unlock everything in it immediately. They did say, as of now, that their Warbonds do contain super credits, but there's no guarantee that in the future Warbonds will contain super credits. But they said with a caveat, but a lot of them will. Who knows what that means? Hopefully they, keep up to the word and really do. Most of the future Warbonds contain super credits, but that's something to watch. If they start giving out less and less super credits, and just keep an eye on that for sure. So moving on to details about super credits, players can earn 10 to 40 super credits per hour depending on efficiency and experience, as we already said. And they did say that actually you don't get more super credits for playing higher difficulty missions. So if your goal is to grind as many super credits as you can, I would suggest just playing on the easiest difficulty, rolling over the bugs, and running to all the POIs where you can get super credits. So basically they said each level has a finite number of super credits, but you can play as many levels as you want. So there's no like daily cap for super credits like you would see in a lot of games where you can earn premium currency. They have like a daily cap, which is basically ridiculous, to where you can never catch up to the pay to win players. So it's really nice to see they don't have a daily cap. I think some people compare this to like Warframe, where you can earn platinum. Even though it's the premium currency, you can sell items for platinum, though some people did say there's a cap on how many trades you can do per day. Again, no cap at all on this, but you just have to play more levels. And I'd say that there are like specific POIs on different maps in not Warframe, oh my goodness, in Helldivers, where you can earn the super credits, and you'll just have to learn those POIs over time. It's sort of a memorization thing. They said that for buying super credits, there will be at regional pricing. And another thing is, like, people have been worried about people will join in the middle of matches to get all the super credits that have been already collected and then leave immediately. And basically they said that you have to be in the match when the super credits are rewarded to players for them to actually be rewarded to your account. So players aren't going to just like join and leave over and over again to gain a bunch of super credits from different people's matches. And then finally, we have the Superstore with the different skins. And they said that the content in there rotates, I think, every 48 hours, and it cannot be obtained anywhere else, but the skins will always come back. So there's no fear of missing out. Every skin in there is obtainable in the future. You can, if you're completely free to play, you can grind up for those super credits and get a skin that you really want. You just have to wait for it to come back, and eventually it will. They said none of the content in there will, be exclusive just to that one time that's being shown in the shop. So anyways, to sum it up, I don't think that Helldivers 2 is pay to win. I think it's a little bit sus that, the weapons are in Warbonds, but you can definitely easily grind for future Warbonds. We got to keep an eye on the price to make sure it's not, going up too high and they don't make it too hard to find super credits. That could definitely be an issue in the future. But as of now, I'd say this game is wonderful. It is like the nicest game microtransaction wise that I've seen in a long time. There's barely any games where you can earn the premium currency with no cap on it. And as of now, I'd say that now would probably be the best time to grind super credits if you're free to play, because they did say that as of now, higher difficulty missions don't spawn more super credits, but they said this may be changed in the future. So if you want to earn the most super credits you can, spam the lower difficulty missions now, because they may make it like in the future where you earn basically no super credits from low level missions and earn more from higher difficulty missions. So they basically said that can change, and right now is probably your easiest time to grind for super credits unless they make a big change in the future. So anyways, I think the game is great. Definitely try it out. If you haven't yet, you could always buy it and then refund it if you don't like it. But I've been having an absolute blast. I cannot believe the Steam reviews were mixed yesterday. I mean, I know there were a lot of issues with launch, but people should expect that by now. It was basically the launch of an MMO, but it was a lot more smooth. It was a lot smoother than most MMOs launch, and I think they had a lot more players. It's like was the most top-selling game on Steam for a while there, and so I think that people need to understand that. A lot of times devs don't understand how fast their games will pop off, and they don't have the servers up for it. And these devs are extremely communicative with their community, and they've worked really hard to get their game up and running. So I'd say, like, if you are enjoying the game, definitely leave a positive review. Try to get those reviews going higher. And if you're on PS5, I don't know whether y'all are able to review games or not, because I've never had a console. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and found it helpful on whether Helldivers 2 is pay to win. And I hope I shined some light on what they've said about their monetary policies and all that. But anyways, thanks for watching, y'all. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.